And a very good evening. You're listening to KXLU Los Angeles, and we just heard Tom Waits. The incredible Tom Waits. Yeah, he really is. He's not just a singer and a songwriter, but he's the real deal, isn't he?
It's a force onto his own.
That was called Singapore, and that was taken from Rain Dogs CD. And that was brought to us. Nick Neisler brought us some music tonight, and once again, he's the Director of Business Development over at Rhythm and Hughes. And for those of you who watched the Oscars this year, some people from that company received the Oscar for The Golden Compass.
Yeah, it was Bill Westerhofer. He's one of our senior visual effects supervisors. Yeah, exactly.
Another shout out to Bill.
Yeah.
It'd be wild if he was listening.
It'd be great.
You're going to come into work tomorrow, and you're going to be like the star.
So I didn't mention this to anybody, really. Just David Weinberg.
Why didn't you do that? You were nervous?
I wasn't nervous, but we'll wait. Somebody will have heard the show. I'm sure somebody
They're
will
called
have
their friends.
happened.
Well, I did this nightclub act, and I didn't let anyone know until I like 2 days before I was going to do it, because I hadn't been on the boards in a while, and I thought, I could be a total flop. Didn't want to embarrass myself. What are you going to do? So let's talk about some of the rides.
Sure.
You've done Star Trek: The Experience in Las Vegas and I remember when that opened, that became kind of a centerpiece for the hotel, didn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. It was a huge the whole bar area, and they have the ride area up there, and they have a little a restaurant there as well. I was there about a year ago. No, it was at CES just about four months ago. It's getting a little worn now, but
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
No, the bar, you go there, and they still have the ads for it. What, the Frankies or something? Are those the ones with the big ears?
Exactly. They have people dressed up in costumes. So one of the guys.
Oh, it's now
the
Star Trek 4D or something.
Yeah, they have some. I think they have a couple new rides or something there as well. You can do. But when we did that, it was we did a couple of ride films. We did one called Safari, which is
I'm looking at that Safari.
Yeah, Safari, which is for I guess it was Universal Studios in Japan, and then we did Atlantis, the ride, which was at the Caesar's Palace.
Yeah, I saw that. That was great. It was a 3D ride.
Exactly. Yeah.
And 3D motion. What is it?
It was a
simulator.
Yeah.
Motion simulator ride.
You sit in the motion simulator and move up and down, and then have a screen in front of you that's where you're wearing the 3D glasses, so you get the 3D experience. And then Star Trek Experience was different because it was a curved screen, so it kind of curved around you and did stuff. So, that part of the business kind of dropped off for us, mainly because I guess construction for some of these new rides kind of dropped off. There's not really the big budgets there used to be for some of these rides. And I think, today what you see films that are now pushing towards being 3D films, in theater.
Well, I think the next version of this whole thing is I went and saw U2 3D, the concert film. I'm going, why? It's a concert film. Why is it in 3D? But it just puts you. And granted, the tickets were $20 to see this show, and then they had the what was it? Haley Montana.
Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana.
Yeah, that was
it was like $20 for that. I didn't go see that, but it's crazy. It's really ramped up.
Right, exactly. Well, a lot of these films now, like Superman had, I guess they came out with a 3D version. Some of the sequences were 3D, and then all the companies, DreamWorks and Pixar, Disney, Blue Sky, are all going to start doing their animated movies. They're going to start releasing them in 3D as well.
It's
as
the new thing.
As 2D.
It's because people want the next big thing when they go to the movies.
Yeah.
Well, they're so expensive now. When you go there, you really want to see something that's unique and special.
Yeah, exactly. And if anyone hasn't seen the Nightmare Before Christmas, every year the El Capitan does like a 3D A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
That's a really good show. It's really fun. It's a good, you really get immersed in this world because you really do feel like you're like part of it. It's almost like a theater show where you can see everything. It's not just just like images on the screen.
Yeah, Disney started doing that. Well, they opened up the El Capitan, and that's every time they would, like I remember with the Bugs Life, they had a whole thing that they had the film, and then You also could walk through like have it be an amusement as well. You also worked on FX, the Michael Crawford vehicle.
Yes, that's if anyone out there remembers that, that's pretty.
Yeah, he
that's
played
pretty amazing.
three or four different characters. Yeah.
That was one of the first
Well, he
ones.
was a big fan of the opera, and then that was pretty much it. And
Yeah.
then he did effects.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
And then I think the last one we did was actually for Bug's Life. The Pixar film Bug's Life. We did some characters for a theater show that was at there. I think it still is at the California Adventure
I saw
Park.
that.
Yeah.
That well, it's so fun if it's the one I'm thinking of, where you sit in the audience and sometimes you feel the bugs running
The
under
4D,
your feet.
yeah, that's it. That's the
Yeah.
4D show. Yeah, yeah.
That freaked me out, man.
I have to admit,
Those
I've
bugs are freaking me out.
I've seen the movie a bunch of times, but I haven't seen it at the theater there. So it, I think we did everything except Flick, which was the ant character from
Yeah.
Bug's Life, and but all the other characters were our characters we did.
So I mean, obviously your business is not static. That must be exciting for you.
No, it definitely isn't static. Every project is different. There's always something new going on for the new project, and you learn from one project to the next. You take technology that you developed, whether that's water technology or hair technology. for
Water
the character.
technology. Tell me about that.
Well, for Superman, The Return,
Mhm.
we did a couple sequences there. One of the sequences was where the yacht breaks up and there's water, obviously where the yacht is, and one of our programmers, he actually got a technical Oscar for development of water, or was one of a couple of programmers. So. That helped us do we did a 5-minute sequence on Happy Feet, so with Warner Brothers.
oh,
So
I love that movie.
a very cute movie. George
Yeah.
Miller, who we worked with on Babe, and the company that was doing Happy Feet down in Australia, they had this one sequence they were having some issues with getting everything done, because they're obviously very stressed and trying to get an animated movie finished.
Mm.
So we did a sequence there. So, but one of the reasons why we got it was because of our water technology. So, all the companies that are in our space, you have to develop your expertise in the artists. The artists they're definitely the driving factor behind getting the work done. And we have technology that we use, so that kind of migrates from one project to the next project. And one of those technologies is water. And the other one is really the fur technology we developed for characters, because we've done, I said earlier, we did Cats and Dogs. It was like one of the first pictures we did that had
Fur
full
technology,
CG.
so that it looks like the fur is, it's obviously on something
Exactly,
that's
it
moving and
looks
breathing.
real. Well, on the Hulk, it's funny. I joke with one of my friends there, at the company, Darren Wazer, who's he's one of the lighters, one of the senior lighters there, and he's kind of a heavy metal guy, and but he does hair. He did the hair for Hulk, and I joke and saying, well, you're really a hairdresser. You spend weeks and weeks and weeks, because you have to have hair density and hair length and hair direction and everything to make the hair actually lay and animate normally. And we used hair technology for creatures, like we did Night at the Museum. We did all the animals there at Night at the Museum. And that was that movie with Ben Stiller.
Right, I'm looking at it right now.
So, and
speaking of animals, the commercial where the guy's driving. And
oh
then
yeah,
the
yeah,
squirrel.
yes.
I
That's a
love
recent
that
one, yeah.
commercial. And then what is it? The wolf jumps in.
Yes,
And then he
the-
eats the bird, and the guy looks back, and he spits him out.
Yeah, yeah.
What was that song? That
I never remember which song it was. I've seen it a couple times on TV.
that commercial was awesome. So funny. Very, very clever.
Yeah, it's a good commercial, and we do have a commercial division, so it's not as big as it used to be, mainly because we spend a lot of resources on trying to get films done now. But we do commercials.
We are also looking at some of the some of the commercials. You did the animation for Call of Duty 3. I mean that
Exactly.
sometimes with those games, those are the best part. I used to play StarCraft,
Right.
and I used to love the sequences when you go to the next level.
Exactly. We call them, those are the FMVs. I think they call them the full motion videos that they have in a lot of games. Of course, now a lot of games they actually do like in-game animation because the engines have gotten good enough that they can